As conversations about race and equality in America continue, many people are drawing inspiration for the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his advocacy of nonviolent means in seeking change. Alveda King, the niece of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, joins me now on Skype. She is also director of civil rights for the Unborn for Priests for Life. Alveda, welcome back to the show. Great to have you on.
Hello to the EWTN community, Tracy. How are you? Good to talk to you.
I am doing really well. Thank you so much for coming on. Alveda, I want to start off by asking you your thoughts as you reflect on the killing of George Floyd.
I believe that George Floyd's killing will not be forgotten, but we're going to have to use that to build in faith, hope, and love, and begin to guide people towards healing and reconciliation. And I believe that George would want that, and his family, his brother Terrence, has continued to say, we are a God-fearing family. We do not want violence. So I believe that this is a time, even while mourning, to turn to prayer. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah, mourners are gathering in Houston today to pay their respects and honor the memory of George. What would be your message to his family during this painful time?
I remember when I lost my grandmother to gun violence, my father was choked and thrown into a swimming pool with no water in his lungs, and my uncle, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, was shot. And so in the midst of that violence, my grandfather, Daddy King, would say, thank God for what we have left. We have to continue forward and not hate. So we have to love, we have to forgive, we have to remember that we are one blood created in the image and likeness of God. We are not separate races, we are one race. And that when these terrible things happen, we have to respond, seeking justice and righteousness together. We have to do that.
Yeah, and as we all know, and you mentioned your family has been at the forefront of the civil rights movement in this country, and they did so peacefully. Can you talk a little bit more about that? And also, I really would like to get your take on the protesting that's happening right now and the other events surrounding it.
I believe that it's very important, even in my family, in the previous century, in the 20th century, we were dealing with skin color. Although skin color does not define us, our blood defines us. We can see each other, we should. We can't see the little baby in the womb, for example. We know that's a person. So my uncle, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., said we have to value the human personality. And so if we remember that we are one race and one blood. Now, as far as the protests are concerned, I've been in communication with National Black Catholics for Life, for Black Catholics for Trump, believe it or not. And different African-American Catholics are weighing in on the protests that are coming forth out of the Catholic Church, out of the Catholic community. I believe peaceful protests are appropriate. We have to protest peacefully. We need those leaders of faith to teach us what the Word of God says about righteousness and justice. And I believe as that happens, the people who want to hear the truth, I believe people will actually respond.
Well, Alveda, thank you so much for your time and coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.